Why, hello there, everyone. So today I have an extremely exciting episode for you all. I had been doing so much seed shopping. I've had probably a total of 15 seed catalogs I counted. I don't know half the companies out there or how they got my address, but they did. And so I actually was doing some searching and I found some really cool companies. The first one, I have their seed catalog somewhere, but I don't know where it is. It is from Jung Seed Company. And the Jung Seed Company is a family-owned and operated seed company that sells seed. And I basically bought my entire garden from them. I bought all heirloom seeds. I have some really cool things in this box that I'll be opening up and showing you all, because I think it's so beneficial to share what we're all growing. Because if you're growing the same thing that I'm growing, you can tell me, hey, I tried this and it seemed to work a little bit better. And so, you know, since certain plants, or since different plants all react differently, it's hard to give advice. But if you're growing a, I don't know, some kind of tomato, and I'm growing the same kind of tomato, you can say, you know, that worked really well for me, and so you might want to try that. And that's what I like about this. That's why I like about doing these seed unveilings. And on top of that, it really piques people's interest for what you'll be growing in the coming year. So I know there's a lot in here. I'm super excited to open this. So let's get to it, because it's going to be a rather long episode, I know, because it's a seed unveiling. And okay, I don't know why I didn't just do that in the beginning. All right, well, that came off quite easily. And they ship very, very reasonably. This is only a certain, I think this might be all of it, actually. This might be all of it. They packed a lot in this box here. So if you can see right here what's in here. I am not quite positive if this is everything, so we'll just go through it. All right, so right on top here, I don't know what they, this was, I guess, a free gift that they must have sent me or something, because I don't recall ever ordering this, but they sent me something called Nature's Source Plant Food, and it's basically a 10-4-3, and it's a liquid fertilizer, it looks like, maybe like a trial packet or something. Next, what I got were some seeds here, and I got some seeds from them because their seed prices were really fair. And this, I mean, this is like 1/50th of probably what I ordered as far as seeds go. I got some kale here. I'm going to do lots of different varieties this year. There's one thing that you're going to realize as I'm going through this is that I'm not, I want to pause for a second. A lot of people wanted me to do the same thing that I did last year, but also there was a lot of people that wanted me to do something completely different. And I figured I've done the same method 2 years where I have, you know, a ton of tomatoes, and I love tomatoes. I love growing tomatoes, and I still will have a ton of tomatoes. But what I want to do is I want to combine the Noah's Ark Tomato Project in 3 rows of tomatoes. I want to limit it to 3 rows of tomatoes so that I can practice high intensity permaculture growing. And not really permaculture, but more or less high intensity gardening is what I would call it. Because I realized last year that I grew a lot of tomatoes, but there was people getting more out of their gardens with half the space. And for me, I mean, granted, it wasn't the best growing year, but for me, that's not necessarily a good sign, because with 3,000 square feet, there should be no reason why someone with 1,500 square feet is growing more produce than you. It's just, that means something is not efficient. And I think what was not being efficient was my lanes. I had lots of lanes. It was nice to walk through, don't get me wrong, but where I'm walking, I can't grow any food. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 rows of tomatoes, and each row is going to consist of all different varieties. I'm not going to have any duplicates. I'm going to have I'm going to have 2 plants of each variety just in case something happens. but as far as I'm concerned, that's all I'm going to have. 2 plants of each variety. So I'm going to be able to fit about 60 varieties in the garden. So 60 varieties of tomatoes is still going to be a lot of tomatoes, so don't you worry about tomatoes. But I want to plant other things in a block formation. I want to do blocks of 5 foot by 5 foot or 3 foot by 3 foot, depending on what I'm growing. But I don't want to typically go over 5 foot by 5 foot, because then I can fit everything that I want to grow. And trust me, there's a lot that I want to grow. I have about 300 different things that I want to put into the garden. Not 300 specific varieties or 300 specific vegetables, but about 300 different varieties of things. So, for instance, if I have like 5 varieties of carrots, I might mix and match and just have either one 5 foot by 5 foot block of just all one variety of carrot, or I might mix it up and do just a big assortment of all the varieties of carrots. And so we'll see when the time comes. But I know with like kale, I want to do a 5 foot by 5 foot block of blue curled Scotch kale, and I want to do a 5 foot by 5 foot block of some of these newer kales that I bought, because there was a lot of other varieties that I thought were really cool. I'm also going to have, well, I mean, you'll see what I'm going through, but I'm going to have lots of unique varieties as well, because I like growing the unique varieties as well as the classic varieties that produce well. So I have something called Borecole kale, and that's a cool unique variety. Then I have Goliath broccoli. These are supposed to get huge, so I wanted to get those, because I'm also going to try, I forgot to mention, I'm also going to try growing giant vegetables this year. I'm going to do part of my garden completely dedicated to growing massive vegetables. So for instance, I just bought Kelsey onion seeds, and I also went on this website and definitely overpaid, but I paid about I think $50 for 5 varieties of vegetables that come from world-class vegetable growers. So if you've ever seen those pumpkins, they get 5,000 pounds for something. No, if you've ever seen those pumpkins, they get like 1,200 pounds. They have seeds for those pumpkins on that page. They're certified growers that are part of this club that grow giant vegetables. So I bought some seed from them. I bought, I think, like carrots and bush beans, or not bush beans, pole beans. They're supposed to get like 24 inches long. Carrots, marrow. I know there's a couple more that I got, but I can't remember what exactly I got. Oh, cantaloupe, a 45-pound cantaloupe. Can you imagine that? 45-pound cantaloupe. Sheesh. Anyways, so yeah, so I got the Market More cucumber, because that's something that I really wanted to grow. I got Ailsa Craig onions, another exhibition onion. They get huge, up to 3 pounds. The Kelsey onions came from a different seed supplier called West Coast Seed, and I definitely would recommend them. Great prices for amazingly, like really, really rare seed that I've never seen anybody that sells Kelsey onions. And I got, I think, a packet of 180 for like $3, which was really, really hard to do. I got another type of kale called Black Magic. And, oh, this is a hybrid, by the way. I want to try to stick to all heirlooms, but I know there's some varieties out there that are pretty cool that a lot of people have been recommending. So I bought the Black Magic hybrid kale. Then I also have Scarlet Nantes, the coreless carrots, because I'm going to be doing corn, but in between the corn rows, I'm actually going to plant carrots, because the carrots can be harvested after the corn is done. So that's part of the high intensity gardening, is basically just gardening where you'll never have to walk and putting vegetables there. So while I normally have blank space in between the corn, I never walk in between my corn plants. So I'm going to plant some carrots there where I can actually grow some stuff. So that's going to be really cool, and I'm excited to do that. And I have lots of carrots. Trust me, I have lots of carrots, because I'm going to be putting carrots in all those small nooks and crannies where you'd never be walking. So I do have something called Sugar Snacks 54 hybrid. I've had so many people telling me to buy these carrots because they are apparently a huge carrot. Then I also bought these. I've seen so many people grow these, and I wanted to try them. They are another hybrid, but they're Diva cucumbers. And Diva cucumbers are apparently cucumbers that don't have any male flowers. They're self-pollinating female. So you will get so much more per plant. And I really want to try it out just to see if it's true, because I've seen a lot about that. Then I got I got Martino's Roma tomato. Oh, and they threw in another free thing here. I got some Tudor zinnias that they threw in there. That's pretty cool. I love zinnias. I got another type of cool heirloom beet called Chioggia. I might have pronounced that wrong, but yeah, Chioggia beets. That's what I'm going to call them. And then sweet large Italian basil. Another thing that I'm going to be doing is planting the basil with the tomatoes, and you will see how I do that. Greek oregano. I have my classic Black Beauty zucchini. I have Easy Pick Gold. These are a hybrid, but I really wanted to try a yellow type of zucchini just to try it out. So I got the yellow zucchini, and then I got a butternut squash. This is just a Waltham butternut squash. Bright Light Swiss chard. That's always a classic. I love Swiss chard. And then I got a half ounce. I got a half ounce of parsnips. And the reason why I got a half ounce is because I'm going to be doing a lot of parsnips this year. I love parsnips for a lot of reasons. One is that you can leave them in all year long. They're extremely tolerant to a lot of different soil types. So if you have harder soil, which we tend to up at the cottage a little bit more, they're gonna burrow right through that because they're a really strong root compared to a carrot, which will tend to kind of, snake along if it has hard soil or just get into a big clump of a ball. It really doesn't penetrate very deep. But the parsnips are great for that, so I want to do this. And also daikon radishes. I didn't buy daikon radishes, but a lot of farmers will actually plant daikon radishes in the fall to aerate the soil, because the root is just really strong and burrows down nice and deep. And that's what I want to do with these. And it's also a thing you can eat as well. So that's why I bought a half ounce of the parsnips. Then I got a half a pound of ambrosia sweet corn. Now this is a hybrid, but I'm telling you what, anybody watching, do not shy away from this hybrid right here. This is the best ear of corn you will ever bite into. And I'm telling you what, I'm not lying when I say that I would grow this. If I had enough land, I would grow acres of this just for myself and not share it with anybody. I love ambrosia sweet corn. It gets big old huge ears. I grew it last year, even through the crappiest soil. We had terrible soil where we were growing that corn. But I'm telling you what, they grew fine. They gave big ears. They were super drought tolerant. They were amazing, and they taste fantastic. So the next thing I got here is my bush beans, and I got quite a few bush beans. I'm telling you what, I'm going to do lots of bush beans this year because they're so versatile. They're things you can freeze. They're things you can do so much with. So I got goldenrod bush beans. I got a half a pound of those. I got another half pound of goldenrod bush beans. I got a half pound of Blue Lake 274 beans. I got another half pound of Blue Lake bush beans. I got another half pound of Blue Lake bush beans. Another half pound of Blue Lake bush beans. And those are all the bush beans. That is actually all I'm growing as far as bush beans goes, because I do have some other bush beans that I will be showing you that I got from seedsnow.com that are some rare varieties, but I got a lot of the classic varieties because we love to freeze, we love to can, and we love to enjoy fresh. And not only that, but we can give a lot to our friends, a lot to our family, and I'm planning on mass planting a whole ton of bush beans. I'm gonna do a 60-foot row by 8 feet long. So 60 by 80 solid bush beans. And then on top of that, where the cucumbers come in, I'm gonna have a trellis going through the center of that lane where I'm actually gonna grow my cucumbers. And then all these right here are for berries. I got these because they were about 30 cents for one, and that was a deal and a half right there because we go berry picking all the time. And I'm telling you what, it's something really nice to have, especially because you can't get the classic wooden ones anymore. They get those foam ones that just deteriorate, and it's kind of like a fiber. I don't like those. This is what I'm going to be growing my cucumbers up. I have it's a nylon vine and veggie trellis net, and it is 5 foot tall by 10 feet long. So I got 4 of these. So I basically have 40 feet of trellis. I'm really sorry, I forgot. That probably made a ton of noise in the mic. Sometimes I do forget that I have that on. And oh, actually no, I forgot. I ordered 5. I have 50 feet. So 50 feet of that. And that is everything from this box. I also realized I was hoping they had them in here, but they actually didn't. The reason why I also got this many, is because I actually purchased 75 starter rhizomes for strawberries. I'm gonna have a big strawberry patch, as well as the ones that I already have out back. I got tons of strawberries coming on the way. I bought June bearing. I bought one called Honey O. And I bought another one called Ozark Beauty. And I forgot what the June bearing one is, but it's a beautiful June bearing strawberry. So that is that. So I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I know it was not too eventful, but it was eventful for me because I love opening up seeds, and I got a lot more seeds on the way. Like I said, this was about 1/50th of what I ordered. I really splurged this year. Some of my seeds have already come in, but I've already opened them, and they're pretty cool. So you're gonna all enjoy this season very much, and I have ensured that you will enjoy this season very much because I am buying lots of variety. I'm doing lots of the old stuff, bringing in some new stuff, doing a lot of fun stuff, some more homesteading stuff that people want to see, some more self-sustainable stuff. That's one thing that I'm really going to be kind of pushing this year is healthy and self-sustainable. Try to get away from the supermarkets as much as possible because I think that is key, and I think it's also very fun to see what you can provide on your own for your family. So, as always, I hope you enjoyed this episode. This is MIgardener reminding you to grow big or go home. I'll talk to you all later. See ya. Bye.